Hello, everyone. My name is Selena Saavedra. I'm the Associate Director of IT Project Management for System IT at the University of North Texas. Today, I will discuss the topic of digital and physical learning spaces in the future learning environment. This was the research topic by the Thematic Working Group 7 of the 2022 and 23 EduSummit, as documented in EduSummit 2023. However, as the group discussed this integration of digital and learning spaces in the classroom, I would like to share this idea from the workplace perspective. Here's an overview of what I'll be discussing in this presentation. I'll tell you a little about the thematic working group that has been researching the topic of integrating digital and physical learning spaces for EduSummit, which include why they chose this particular topic. And then I want to tell you about the current need for integrating these different environments, which encompasses themes of space and technology, and the strategies and actions that need to occur to make this hybrid of learning space successful. Then I'll adapt the understanding of integrating digital and physical learning spaces to the need and realization of this research in the workplace. I will discuss the benefits of multisensory presentation and learning, how this hybrid approach leads to more interactivity and autonomous learning, and present how these integrations lead to self organized, independent, and collaborative learning in the workplace. Then I'll conclude my presentation by suggesting what may be next in the digital and physical space of learning in the workplace. The focus of Working Group 7 at EduSummit 22 and 23 was on the integration of digital and physical learning environments in schools. The team wanted to understand the evolving learning space, especially in the climate of COVID 19, where most people around the world were being educated and working in hybrid environments. They began this in 2022 while the group themselves worked synchronously and asynchronously in both physical and virtual spaces. Similarly, they continued in 2023 using Miro boards and case studies as they researched together. The reason for such a need to research the integration of digital and physical learning spaces came about with the COVID 19 pandemic. The team considered how educators would be able to continue to support student autonomy and flexibility in learning as the pandemic began to recede. The team described this as the new educational realities, in which educators would need to change the way they teach to support their students in new learning experiences. The TWG3 created the Detali model for designing teaching and learning environments. The design of these environments must consider not only physical and digital spaces, but also the technologies being used and how they work together, or organization, as you see in the model. Each of these components can be very different in different situations, but the design supports how students achieve learning within an environment that considers these factors. The changes in learning environments also have an effect on the strategies and actions of those involved, the educators and the students. Educators must become more aware of the technologies being used. These new learning environments enable educators to be more visible or create more visible content. They also need to become knowledgeable in diverse technologies. They must also consider the intensity of their content and how it affects students' learning. The students must also adjust to the learning environment. Whether using technology in a digital or physical environment, students become more active in their own education. Students may also become more autonomous in learning and focus on the information and strategies that relate best to them. These environments also create more collaboration between students and their teachers as well as each other. The impact of digital technology in the workplace is the transformation of organizations that work, communicate, and learn in these hybrid learning spaces. Integrating digital technology into the workplace is similar to that in the classroom. However, the learning spaces become more autonomous and self organized in the workplace. An advantage of integrating digital and physical learning spaces in the workplace is the level of multisensory presentation. With the advancements in audio, visual, animation, virtual reality, the presentation of information becomes more compressed, intensified, and preserved, and can be transmitted in an optimal format that allows users to acquire knowledge in new and different ways. The ability to self organize, review, and assess new information becomes more efficient and more effective when an individual is in control of their own learning environment. Another advantage of integrating digital and physical learning spaces in the workplace is even though users can be more autonomous in their learning structure, it also allows them to be more interactive while learning. Interactivity helps to develop cognitive and social skills used in the workplace by being more active, collaborative, and participatory in the learning environment. As you can see, the integration of digital and physical learning spaces in the workplace provides similar advantages as it does in the classroom. These learning spaces change the way we learn in the workplace, allowing more autonomy in how we learn. This independent and self directed learning also promotes encouragement and pride in our work. Digital technology also allows for easy and quickly accessible materials that are available when needed. These spaces also create collaborative learning environments where we can network and create partnerships in our organizations. Finally, these spaces create responsibility for our own learning and allow for more control over the way we learn in our organizations. In conclusion, the Thematic Working Group 7 at EduSummit 2023 has begun this inquiry into the future of learning spaces as digital technology and the physical classroom continue to grow together. They have only started their research and intend to continue studying the integration of these learning spaces in higher education, vocational education, and the workplace. I certainly believe they will continue to see growth in the opportunities these integrations create in the workplace.